When Buckingham Palace announced that Queen Camilla would not be attending the funeral of the Duchess of Kent, the explanation given was straightforward. The palace explained that she was suffering from acute sinusitis and needed to preserve her strength for the upcoming state visit of a foreign head of state. On the surface, the statement sounded entirely reasonable. After all, public duties at the highest level can be demanding, and health always comes first. Yet, as with many moments involving the royal family, the announcement sparked discussion, curiosity, and reflection on the complicated relationships that have shaped the monarchy over decades. The Duchess of Kent, remembered fondly for her warmth and dignity, had been a quiet but influential figure within the royal household. Her passing brought with it not only mourning but also memories of her connections to figures who continue to shape the monarchy today. Those who recall her earlier years within the family remember her unique role as a source of support, particularly during times when the royal family was under intense scrutiny. She was often described as approachable, compassionate, and someone who offered quiet strength behind the scenes. Her relationship with Princess Diana has often been noted by royal historians and commentators. In the early 1980s, when Diana first entered the royal world, she was young, vulnerable, and adjusting to an environment filled with tradition and expectation. The Duchess of Kent was said to be one of the few senior royals who extended kindness and understanding to the new Princess of Wales. Observers frequently mentioned seeing the two women together at public events, sharing conversations that seemed warm and reassuring. For Diana, who often spoke about feeling isolated in those early years, the Duchess's friendship offered a lifeline. It showed her that compassion and empathy could exist even within the formal world of royal protocol. This bond became especially significant as Diana faced the pressures of both her marriage and her public role. While others may have struggled to understand the depth of her insecurities, the Duchess of Kent appeared to listen without judgment. Royal watchers have long reflected on this friendship as a quiet but meaningful chapter in royal history. The Duchess was not always in the spotlight, but her ability to offer support where it was needed left a lasting impression. As the years passed and the royal family evolved, these relationships took on new layers of meaning. The rise of Charles and Camilla as a public couple brought about complex emotions, both inside and outside the palace. For many, the shift from secrecy to acceptance was difficult to process. Those who had been close to Diana naturally carried with them strong memories of her struggles, and reconciling those with a new chapter for Charles was not simple. The Duchess of Kent, always dignified, gradually stepped back from the public stage. Officially, her reduced role was explained as a personal decision, but many noted that she preferred a quieter life, away from the constant gaze of the cameras. Even so, her absence from major events in later years did not diminish her influence. Those who knew her spoke of her kindness, her commitment to duty, and her deep respect for the traditions of the monarchy. Her passing marked the end of an era, and naturally, the question of who would attend her funeral became a subject of public attention. The absence of Queen Camilla, though explained by health reasons, inevitably drew attention because of the layers of history surrounding these relationships. For some observers, it was less about health and more about the symbolic weight of memory. Funerals within the royal family are not just private farewells, they are also moments that carry the weight of history, tradition, and public meaning. In the eyes of many, the Duchess of Kent represented a connection to the past that was deeply intertwined with Diana's legacy. That connection made the event feel especially significant, not only as a farewell but also as a reflection of decades of shared history. Camilla's absence, therefore, sparked speculation, though most official voices quickly dismissed it. What remains certain is that such events are rarely without layers of interpretation. Rather than focusing on divisions or rivalries, many commentators emphasize the importance of remembering the Duchess for who she was, a woman of quiet resilience who extended compassion when it was most needed. Her ability to listen, to comfort, and to provide guidance during difficult times is a legacy worth honoring. For those who admired her, this was her true mark on the royal family. At her funeral, attendees reflected on the balance she brought to an often demanding institution. She was neither the most visible nor the most outspoken, but her role in shaping the personal lives of those around her was profound. The absence of one figure, regardless of reason, did not diminish the significance of the farewell. What mattered most was the celebration of a life lived with dignity and empathy. It also served as a reminder of how interconnected the lives of royals are. Every relationship, every friendship, and every act of kindness leaves ripples that extend far beyond the moment. The Duchess of Kent's bond with Diana, for example, continues to be remembered today. It symbolizes the importance of compassion in a world where duty can sometimes overshadow personal needs. For modern audiences, these stories also highlight the human side of the monarchy. Beyond titles and ceremonies, there are real emotions, real friendships, and real struggles. Camilla's absence, explained by illness, should not overshadow the broader message. Health and duty are constant challenges for those in public life, and choosing where to dedicate energy is a decision every royal must make. What remains clear is that the funeral was a moment of respect, of memory, and of reflection. It was about honoring the Duchess of Kent, her life, and her impact on those who knew her best. As history continues to be written, her name will remain associated with kindness and quiet strength. And in that, her true legacy lives on, far beyond the debates or whispers of the day. For the public, the story is a reminder of the delicate balance between tradition and humanity within the royal family. For the royals themselves, it is another chapter in the long history of loyalty, love, and resilience. And for all who followed the news of her passing, it is a chance to remember that behind every royal title is a person who leaves an imprint, not only on history books but on hearts.